Hi, I'm Amber Cahill from Edmonton Public Schools. I teach grade 2 at Nellie Carlson School. And through this process, I really appreciated the opportunity to work with different teachers across the province so that we could hear each other's challenges and successes. And I felt like that was a really important process for maintaining the integrity of our curricular focus throughout the province.
Hi, I am Kyoko Aura, and I'm a teacher with Edmonton Catholic School District. I teach grade 5 at St. Mary Elementary School, and I think it's really important. We know as teachers how important the inquiry process is for our students, and sometimes I think we forget that it's also a really important process for teachers to go through. So asking ourselves those big questions. What is it that we really want our students to know? What is foundational for future learning? And then sitting down with colleagues and having that conversation and collaboration, and then thinking it through, analyzing, being critical about it, and coming to some kind of consensus about what we want for our students as lifelong learners. This process was invaluable for that.
My name is Tristan Brass, and I was part of the Social Studies Working Group. I work at Vincent J. Maloney for Greater St. Albert Catholic Schools. And probably my biggest takeaway was the process that our group went about when we picked these essential outcomes. We all committed to going through the essential outcomes on our own, and then we would bring what we had picked to the table. And it was really interesting to see what either we had all had consensus on or things that maybe we didn't, keeping in mind transfer, rigor, and scaffolding. And my colleague, Brad, had a wonderful idea about going through the skills, which is something that I haven't really put as much focus on. And so it was really interesting and helpful for my teaching practice to go through the skills at 7, 8, 9, ensuring that we're scaffolding and also covering them with some breadth as well.
Hi, I'm Brad St. Denis from Fort McMurray Public Schools. I currently teach English and Social Studies to grades 8 to 11. And I got to work in the Social Studies Collaborative Group as well. And I found it really, really amazing and helpful to be able to engage in these conversations about our curricular outcomes for our students. And I found it really amazing to be able to share the different lenses that each group member brought to our conversations, and was able to kind of learn a lot of perspective and how to attach that to our curriculum, and how that can kind of be conveyed to our students, and looking at the different lenses that our students bring into our classroom and being able to value that with our curriculum and the essential outcomes we wish to cover.
I'm Carra Aschenmeyer. I'm Director of Curriculum for Grand Yellowhead Public Schools. And as Brad and Tristan referenced, the process is so key. And so I see this from a systems lens as how important the conversation is with teachers. And in fact, it's almost like a standard setting in a subject area, because teachers are not working myopically. They're working together and listening to other perspectives and other justifications. I also see that this is an invaluable process for two other reasons. One being that it would really focus on concept-based instruction. And with the possibility of new curriculums coming that are concept-based, I believe this process highlights the importance of teaching conceptually. I also see it very valuable in terms of that collaboration and conversation to deepen curriculum. Really important to do this with early career teachers and their mentor teachers. So you have a little bit of expertise, you have new ideas, and coming together to do that type of standard setting and looking at transfer, rigor, and scaffolding. I look forward to doing that in the fall with our early career teachers.
My name is Jana Nelson. I'm a high school teacher with Edmonton Public Schools at Youth Attendance Center. This process was really invaluable in that it allowed me to take a look at junior high curriculum, and it's something I haven't had the opportunity to do in a while. Going through all of the outcomes really showed how scaffolded the math curriculum is, and I think in the future it will help me to pinpoint sort of the gaps that some of my students may come with and really address those in a deep, meaningful way.
Hi, I'm Kelly Thomas. I worked with junior high ELA group. I'm currently seconded to Alberta Education as the grade 9 humanities examiner. So basically I build the PATs. Prior to that, I taught in Grand Prairie lots of English and social from grade 7 to 12. This process, the greatest thing for me was being able to work with such wonderful teachers. One of the things I don't get to do as often in my role is work with teachers. So to be able to connect with teachers from all over the province was just such a joy for me. And they're just such skilled professionals, and I really admire them. The ELA curriculum is really dense, so to be able to condense it into 25 essential outcomes was really quite a Herculean task, but we did it, I think, and I think we did it really well. I believe that the process, again, as many of these other teachers have said, was probably the most valuable thing, being able to look at the curriculum through a number of different lenses, designing it for an early teacher, an experienced teacher, or the math teacher that gets a section of grade 8 ELA. Are they going to know what is essential for their students to learn? So I think as we move into a school year that is going to be very uncertain, we don't really know what September looks like, I think this document is going to be invaluable for many teachers across the province.
Hi, my name is Heather Boulanger. I work with Edmonton Public Schools. I'm a science teacher at D.S. Mackenzie School. I was privileged to work in the science group with a couple of wonderful teachers from different school divisions. We had set out basically looking at the curriculums individually and coming together and talking about all of the outcomes, why we felt they were important, maybe why they weren't as important. And it was really interesting as we got together that most often we actually were able to come to a consensus on which outcomes we did feel was the most valuable in terms of transfer and rigor in particularly. And we did have a little bit of a challenge when it came to the skill set, because as science teachers, we always value the process of science, and you would do a disservice if you forgot about those skills. So we really looked at those as well and tried to fit them into our curriculum and also highlight where there might be a skill set that we hadn't talked about yet and make sure to include them. I think overall the process that I will take away from this is that it really helps to go back through the curriculum, even when you've been teaching the same grade for quite a few years, to go back and really deem what do we want those kids to know when they leave our classroom, and what will they be taking with them to grade 10 or 11 or 12. So it was a valuable process that way. And I really enjoyed working with the other teachers with different perspectives from the different school divisions.
Hi, my name is Dylan Leinweber. I'm a science teacher with St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic School with Evergreen Regional School Division. I had the pleasure of working with the science group as well. And I really valued being a part of this project because I think it's always important to go back to curriculum, and with the uncertain times ahead and not knowing exactly what type of plan we're going to have, being prepared to go back to the beginning and looking at our curriculum, and the documents that we created through this process are going to be really valuable to our school division moving forward to quickly start up the next school year and be prepared to tackle whatever challenges we have coming towards us. I really enjoyed being able to collaborate with other expert teachers, and I could tell they were expert teachers just based on the depth of knowledge that they had about the curriculum and how well they knew it. So I was pleased to see that and be able to work with other experts in curriculum and be able to create a document that looked at the scope and sequence to grade 7, 8, and 9. And working in a smaller school division, we don't always get those opportunities to collaborate with other teachers from other grade levels. And so this really gave us a great opportunity, I think, to look at that scope and sequence throughout grade 7, 8, and 9 and help identify what are those essential outcomes that are going to be necessary for our students to find success going forward. And I'm really thankful to be a part of this, and I look forward to the final documentation that comes out of this.